Good morning, everybody. If you would go ahead and like and share the post, and then join me in the 140th Psalm if you're able to look there. If not, just listen along. I'll be reading the passage to you, and we will continue to work through this psalm that almost seems as if the psalmist is reading our mail. As he talks about dealing with wicked people, dealing with evil. And that is certainly an issue in our, it's always been a problem, but certainly it seems to be worse today. And so, beginning in verse 6, we see how the psalmist here, how David is going to address the issue, how he continues to turn to God assistance, for help in this matter. And so, if you will, if you look with me there, again, beginning in verse 6, David says, I said unto the Lord, Thou art my God. Hear the voice of my supplications, O Lord. O God the Lord, the strength of my salvation. Thou hast covered my head in the day of battle. Grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked, further not his wicked device, lest they exalt themselves. Selah. And David, very simply, is here. He's just calling out to God. He's just asking God for mercy in light of the efforts of his enemy. He is asking that God would not allow their evil efforts to divert him, detour him from God's plan and purpose for his life, and by extension, as he is the king, the nation of Israel. And that's something I think we need to be very aware of. Lesson from David here as we think about it again. The attacks of Satan, the attacks of the wicked on our life. We don't operate in a vacuum. If God can, if Satan, if the wicked, and I'll use myself as an example, if the wicked, if evil, if Satan can discourage me or distract me, lead me out, again, divert me off of pursuing God's will for my life, then it will, by default, by extension, it will affect my wife, it will affect my children, it will affect my grandchildren, it will affect my church, and I don't know where all it may end. If it affects me, then it affects my wife. Then that will affect her coworkers. That kind. It just when we allow ourselves to be distracted and diverted by the attacks of Satan, it's very difficult to tell how far that reaches, the tentacles of that attack. And so David is very concerned that God would protect him, keep me from the hands of the wicked. And again, he recognized and understood, obviously, as the king, that it would affect the whole nation. Again, I don't suppose that my choices might affect the whole nation, but it could affect a good number of people, and so could yours. By extension, your family, coworkers, neighbors, friends that we impact. And so David is praying here that God would protect him. David recognizes his frailty on his own, that he is unable on his own to overcome and to defeat them. And so he says in verse 6, hear the voice of my supplication. And a supplication, another word, is just a begging. David is begging God to intervene, one that is helpless. And he is asking for that deliverance from God, because he says, you are my God. I said unto the Lord, Yahweh, Jehovah. And again, that's that relationship name. And so David says, because you are my God, I'm calling on you for your protection. But not just because you are my God, but you are the strength. You have covered my head. You are the one who protects me. Again, you notice here in verse 7, we have the word Lord with lowercase O-R-D. And so here he is using the name Adonai, which means, Lord, you own me. I'm yours. I'm your servant. And because I'm your servant, I'm asking you to defend me. And he says, don't let them, in verse 8, don't let them have their way. Don't allow their lies, don't allow their efforts to win. Lord, don't let them win. Don't let lest they exalt themselves. Don't let them, you've seen, Victor, pound their chest. He says, don't let them raise their hands in victory. Don't let them win in this battle. And what's really, I think, one of the most important lessons here in that, other than what we've already talked about, how when we are distracted or discouraged, how it affects others. But not only that, David recognized, here's this great warrior, and David was a great soldier, great warrior. But he doesn't take matters into his own hands. He puts himself in the hands of God. He puts himself under the shield and the defense of God to protect him and deliver him from this situation. And so there's two great lessons that we have in this little section, in these three verses. Again, one is to understand the importance of victory, to understand the importance of being faithful and staying on God's path, because of the collateral damage is, I think, the military way of expressing it. But then not only that, we submit ourselves to God, we put ourselves in His care, so that the evil doesn't triumph. And those are two great lessons for you today, for me as well. As we go out today and we face the world, that we understand that, again, we're not in this by ourselves. We don't live in a vacuum, and I don't want to do anything. I want my life to be such that evil, that the wicked, that Satan can't stand up and claim a victory. I want to live my life in such a way that when this day is done, that it is a victory for God and all He stands for. Hope you'll think about that. That it'll help you through today, and we'll give God all the glory and the praise for that, for helping us through that. And we will see you back here first thing tomorrow morning. Have a good day.